We love staying in Cibola Vista Resort and Spa in Peoria, Arizona. It's always very nice. The amenities are wonderful. They have a petting zoo, a beautiful pool. It always puts a smile on our face. We always find a mellow mushroom everywhere we go. If you know us, you know us. Hiking is our very favorite pastime of ours. We love to see all the things around, and it doesn't really matter about the weather. Today, it rained on, rained off. We'd have dark clouds, we'd have blue sky. It didn't really matter. We saw a lot of beautiful things on the way. We saw some wildlife, the weather was cooler, there was a lot of mud, and as you see later on, my husband, he gets stuck in one of those sticky bushes that you see right there on the side of the mountain. Yeah, he learned his lesson. Don't touch those. Hiked up to the top of the canyon and we had a beautiful overlook. It would be even more beautiful if the sun was out, I'm sure. Came down, we rented a boat. I know it was cold, but there wasn't any boats out on the little lake here. We were able to see some wildlife, and these deer, they swam to a little island that was right out in the middle, and it was so neat to see them sitting there on the side. We also had a little duck following us, plenty of birds, plenty of other people, some jet skiers, but it was rather cold.
She's way back there.
Did I forget to tell you that there's wild mule everywhere? You have to watch for signs, because they'll just go out in the middle of the road, have an argument, and then walk away. Here they are on the side of the hill as we drop the boat off, just arguing with each other, maybe calling each other in for dinner. We decided to drive from Sedona all the way to Joshua Tree. Now, that's a good drive on a good day, but today it was flooded and it was raining really bad, and sometimes it was even snowing. But neither of us has been to Joshua Tree, and most of Arizona was underwater, so we decided to drive into California. It was raining a little bit in Joshua Tree, and it was a lot of fun. It felt like we were in a Dr. Seuss book. If you've ever read Dr. Seuss before, you kind of understand what I'm saying here. All the scenery was beautiful. It was green and lush since it had been raining so much. There really wasn't very many people on the side of the road, so we were able to stop whenever we wanted to. But it was definitely windy and blustery, and we did pull off the side of the road to take a little nap, just to kind of rest our eyes before we started driving back later on. But again, it was beautiful and worth the trip. Flintstones? Well, I've kind of felt like we were in their hometown. Anybody seeing that too? So today we left at 4 a.m. when it was raining and snowing on our way to drive jeeps through the mountain. We changed our direction and we ended up in Joshua Tree, and we didn't get home until about 10:30 p.m. only to have to get up the next day at about 4:30 a.m. Yeah, we were exhausted. So today we ended up going to Prescott, Arizona, which has Watson Lake in it. And Watson Lake was pretty flooded, so we weren't able to hike around the base of the lake, so we had to stay up high, and it was more of a rock climbing situation, which we were not prepared for because we traveled via plane, so bringing stuff like that on was not something we could do. So we hiked all the way to the dam, and it was so flooded that it had the police there doing a drone survey of the area to see how well the dam was holding up. As you can see, it was probably really struggling. So when we got to the dam, we did lay down and take a little nap. It was beautiful in the sun. The wind was cold, but the sun, when it came out, was nice and warm. So if you ever get up that way, definitely make that a day trip. There's a nice little picnic area and a little area where you can sit and just watch the ducks. As you can see, there's quite a few ducks. We made sure we left pretty early because we had to make it up to Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, which had a lot of snow, so it was a little difficult driving up there. This was our last day in Arizona and the one thing that we really, really wanted to do, and that was drive Jeeps through Sedona on the trails. So we found an amazing Jeep rental, and I will link them down at the bottom. They are amazing. You take the Jeep out, he gives you all the trails, and he says which ones are easy and which ones are hard. And if you know my husband, he always wants to go to the hard ones first. But, I won. So we started off on some of the easy ones first. I did take a lot of video, and we're doing a lot of grunting, and I think I was exhausted from holding on to the handle most of the time.
That's where people fall in, isn't it?
Oh, let's just announce that.
Well, that's where he said the people try to straddle it. Oh, we bottomed out big time there. Oh, God.
Well, we're stuck going this way, right?
Yeah. Well, you can turn around.
We're not going back up that. Go
You want to go out there and
left.
take a picture? You go out there and take a picture if you want.
No, just turn. Yep.
I'm not going to turn that sharp with the 4-0 one.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You may have to get out and walk behind you, Leonard.
Holy cow! This is nuts. Now we're to the easy part.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you? You think so?
Yeah. We're just trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think it's right here.
Oh, I don't know.
See, they're right over there. Look at this.
Oh my God.
This is so awesome. Ugh. I can't see where we're going. Is this where we came in at?
No, it is not. Oh, I don't. This way. I think it's this way. I don't know. I have no idea. Now I have no idea.
I see tracks down there.
I see him.
Yeah, and I see tracks down there.
That I don't know. Which way? Straight? I don't know if you want to go straight. Go right. You want to go that way. Yeah. Yeah, you want to go that way, I think. I don't know. I may have to get out.
Is this the right way?
Mm-hmm. That's the way they went. Mm. It rained first thing in the morning, so they opened all the trails. But it started to rain later in the afternoon. And so by the time we were done at dinner time, it did start to flood. And so most of the trails were closing. We did get lucky, however, because this is the one day that most of them are open.
This is awesome. This is badass.
I think you go left. Because I think right is doing it again.
Yeah, it is. You don't do it again?
Mm-mm. Carousel is where you go up the side of the mountain to watch the sunset. And as you can see, the clouds were not gonna move. And it started to rain pretty good, as you can see some of the water coming down the sides. And as we started getting up really high, the water started hitting the tires. So we turned around. to our next adventure. See you next time, Arizona.